My mother-in-law wrote my husband's ex's name on my birthday cake, so I pranked her back, and now I'm sitting in my kitchen at 2 a.m., heart pounding, wondering if I've just lit a match in a room full of gas. I'm Lauren, 32, and yesterday was supposed to be my day. My birthday, my first big celebration since marrying Tom 6 months ago. Instead, it turned into a battlefield, with my mother-in-law, Diane, swinging the first shot. She didn't just mess up the cake, she carved, "Happy Birthday, Sarah," in neon pink icing. Sarah, Tom's ex, the ghost who's haunted our marriage from day one. I laughed it off in front of everyone, but inside, I was boiling, until I got even. Now, I'm not sure who's winning this war. It started innocently enough. Tom planned a small party at our place. Friends, family, a backyard barbecue in our little Denver suburb. I'd been buzzing all week, new dress, playlist ready, even splurged on a spa day. Tom's sweet, a little oblivious, but he swore he'd handle Diane, who's been a thorn since I met her. She's 60, sharp-tongued, and obsessed with Sarah. Tom's high school sweetheart, the perfect girl who dumped him 5 years ago for some tech bro in Seattle. Diane never let it go, always dropping Sarah's name like a prayer. Sarah loved roses. Sarah cooked better lasagna. I'd grit my teeth, smile, let it slide. Tom said she'd warm up. She didn't. The party was humming, grill smoking, music pumping, me laughing with my bestie, Jen, when Diane rolled in, late, arms full. She'd insisted on baking my cake, her specialty, Tom said, a peace offering. I'd agreed, hoping for a truce. She plunked it down on the table, smug as hell, and peeled off the lid. There it was, a lopsided chocolate mess. "Happy Birthday, Sarah," scrawled across it in garish pink loops. The chatter died. Jen's jaw dropped. Tom froze. Burger mid-flip. I stared, heat creeping up my neck, and Diane chirped, "Oh, Lauren, it's just a little mix-up. Don't be dramatic." A mix-up? My name's not even close to Sarah. Guests shuffled, awkward, but I forced a laugh. Brittle, loud. "Wow, Diane, bold choice. Guess Sarah's the VIP tonight." People chuckled, tension eased, but my eyes locked on hers, smirking, daring me to crack. Tom rushed over, red-faced, muttering, "Mom, what the hell?" She waved him off. "It's fine, Tommy. She knows I didn't mean it." Didn't mean it? The cake sat there, a pink neon taunt, and I saw red. Jen whispered, "She's baiting you, don't bite." But I was already chewing. I played nice, cut the cake, served it, smiled through gritted teeth as Diane cooed about Sarah's elegant taste to anyone listening. Tom pulled me aside, pleading, "She's just stuck in the past. Ignore her." Ignore her? She'd hijacked my day, branded me the runner-up. I nodded, kissed him, but my brain was spinning. By 10 p.m., guests trickled out, Diane lingering, basking in her little victory. That's when it hit me. Prank her back hard. Not just petty, epic. I slipped into the garage, grabbed Tom's old paintball gun, relic from his bachelor days, and a can of neon green paint from a shelf. Jen caught me, eyes wide. "Lore, what are you doing?" I grinned. "Feral. She wants Sarah? I'll give her Sarah." We waited till Diane crashed on our couch, her usual post-party move, too tired to drive home. Midnight, house quiet, I crept in, loaded the gun with paint, and fired. Splat, splat, splat. Green streaks across her pristine white blouse, her purse, her precious leather purse she'd bragged about all night. Jen stifled a laugh as I scrawled "Sarah's number 1" on a napkin, tucked it under her hand. I thought that'd be it. Petty, satisfying, done. But an hour ago my phone buzzed, a voicemail from Diane, voice shaking with rage. "Lauren, you little witch, I know it was you. This isn't over." My stomach dropped. Tom's asleep upstairs, clueless, but I'm wired, staring at the dark, her threat looping. She's not just mad, she's vengeful, and I've poked a bear with a paintball gun. I've got a bad feeling she's already plotting her next move, and it's gonna be worse than a cake. I barely slept after Diane's voicemail, her venomous, "This isn't over," clawing at me till dawn. I dragged myself downstairs, paintball gun still stashed in the garage, green streaks haunting my mind like a neon crime scene. Tom was up, brewing coffee, oblivious in his rumpled PJs, humming like it was just another Sunday. "Mom left early," he said, pouring me a mug. "Said she had errands, seemed off though." Off. I choked on my sip, the memory of her blouse, now a Jackson Pollock nightmare, flashing. She hadn't told him. Yet. My prank was a live grenade, and I was waiting for the pin to pull. Jen texted at 9 a.m. "You okay? Diane's ex is blowing up." Cryptic rants about disrespect and kids these days. No paint pics, though, hiding it. I checked. Sure enough, Diane's feed was a storm. "Some people don't know gratitude. Raised my boy better than this." Subtle digs, no direct shots, but I felt the crosshairs. I replied, "She's pissed." Left me a voicemail. "Thinks she's got me." Jen shot back, "She's bluffing, don't flinch." Flinch. My hands were already shaking. By noon, I was paranoid. Every car horn, every shadow felt like Diane circling. Tom sensed it, frowning over his laptop. "Lore, you're jumpy. What's up?" I dodged. "Just tired, party crash." He bought it, kissed my forehead, and headed to the gym, leaving me alone with the fallout. That's when the doorbell rang. My stomach flipped. I peeked through the blinds. A delivery guy, holding a massive box, "Lauren," scrawled on it in Sharpie. "No sender." I signed, hauled it in, 3 feet square, heavy as hell, and sliced it open, dread creeping. Inside, a cake. Not just any cake, a towering garish monstrosity, 3 tiers of neon purple frosting, reeking of sugar and spite. "Happy birthday," Sarah blazed across the top in red icing, but below in smaller, jagged letters. "From your real family." My breath caught. Diane's handwriting, no mistaking it. A note taped to the side, her cursive sharp. "Thought you'd enjoy a taste of your own medicine. Careful what you start, dear." I stared, fury and fear tangling. This wasn't just a jab, it was a declaration. She doubled down, and that "real family" line? A knife to my gut. I snapped a pic, sent it to Jen. "She's escalating. WTF do I do?" Jen called, voice tight. "She's unhinged. This is war. You can't let her win." Win. I was barely standing. "Tom will see this, he'll know," I said. Jen paused. "Tell him first. Spin it. She's the psycho." I hung up, pacing, the cake looming like a taunt. I had to move fast. Diane was out there, plotting, and I'd poked her pride raw. I grabbed my phone, called Tom. He picked up mid-treadmill, panting. "Lore. What's wrong?" I blurted. "Your mom sent a cake." Sarah, again, with a creepy note. I might have pranked her last night. Paint on her blouse. She's pissed." Silence, then a groan. "Jesus, Lauren, why didn't you tell me?" Paint. "She's nuts, but you." He cut off, frustrated. "I'm coming home." My chest tightened. He was mad, but at who? Me. Her. Both. He stormed in 20 minutes later, sweaty, eyes darting to the cake. "What the hell's this?" I showed him the note, voice shaking. She started it. My cake, Sarah's name. I snapped, hit her with paint. "Now this." He read it, jaw clenching. "She's out of line, but paint, Lore? She's my mom." I snapped, "And I'm your wife. She's obsessed with Sarah." He rubbed his face, torn. "I'll talk to her. Calm this down." Calm it. She'd drawn blood. Then my phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. "Check your backyard." My skin crawled. I bolted to the window. There, staked in the grass, a sign, big, bold, red paint. Sarah's spot. Diane's car peeled out down the street, her laugh echoing. Tom saw it, swore. "She's lost it." I grabbed the paintball gun, fury blazing. Tom blocked me. "No, Lore, stop." She'd turned my home into her playground, and I was done playing nice. Diane's Sarah's spot sign glared at me from the backyard, red paint dripping like blood on my grass, and I stood frozen, paintball gun still in my grip, Tom's hand on my arm. "Lore, don't, she's baiting you," he pleaded, voice tight. "Baiting me?" She'd stormed my castle, and I was supposed to wave a white flag? My birthday, My life was now her twisted tribute to Sarah, and that cake, that sign, her laugh as she sped off. It was war, and I was armed. Tom yanked the gun away, eyes flashing. This stops now. I'm calling her. I snapped, good luck, she's a freight train with no brakes. He dialed, pacing, while I stared at the sign, rage simmering. Diane picked up, speaker on, and her voice oozed fake innocence. Tommy, what's wrong? He exploded. Mom, what's with the cake? The sign. You're terrorizing Lauren. She clucked. Oh, she started it. Paint on my blouse, my purse. She's unhinged. I'm just having fun. Fun. Tom's face reddened. This isn't fun. It's insane. Stop it now. Diane laughed. Sharp. Tell your wife to grow up. Sarah wouldn't have stooped this low. Click. Tom threw the phone down, swearing. She's lost her damn mind. I didn't wait for his next move. Grabbed my keys, stormed to the garage. Where are you going? He yelled. To end this, I shot back, peeling out in our beat-up Honda, Jen's number already ringing. Meet me at Diane's. Bring backup, I said. She didn't hesitate. On it, calling reinforcements. Diane lived 20 minutes away, a prim little bungalow she'd lorded over like a queen. Tom's childhood home, Sarah's old haunt. I'd been polite, bitten my tongue through her barbs, but that was over. She'd marked my turf. I'd mark hers. Jen pulled up as I parked, her cousin Mike in tow, a hulking guy with a grin and a toolbox. What's the plan? Jen asked, eyes gleaming. I pointed to Diane's pristine flower beds, her pride, her roses, Sarah's favorites. We're redecorating, I said, pulling a bag of glitter from my trunk. 5 pounds, silver, bought for a craft I'd never done. Mike chuckled. Oh, this'll sting, and grabbed a shovel. Diane wasn't home, car gone, probably gloating somewhere, so we moved fast. Glitter dumped in the roses, sparkling like a disco ball gone rogue. Mike dug a quick trench, scrawling Lauren's garden in the dirt with a stick. Jen snapped pics, cackling, she'll lose it. We were back in the car, adrenaline pumping, when my phone lit up. Tom. She's home, furious. Says you're vandalizing. Coming to us. My stomach flipped. Too soon. I texted Jen, scatter, and floored at home, glitter dusting my seats. Tom met me at the door, face stormy. Lore, what did you do? I grinned. Defiant. Gave her a taste, glitter in her roses. He groaned. She's calling it a hate crime, threatening cops. Cops. For glitter. Headlights swerved into our drive. Diane, slamming her car door, marching up with a phone in hand, mid-rant. Yes, officer, destruction of property, right now. She spotted me, eyes blazing. You're done, Lauren, arrested, sued, finished. Tom stepped between us. Mom, stop. It's glitter, not a bomb. She shoved past, waving at the backyard sign still staked there. This? Her. She's a menace, Sarah never. I cut in. Sarah's gone, Diane. I'm here. Deal with it. A cruiser rolled up. 2 cops, weary, stepping out. Diane pointed. Her. She trashed my garden. I held up my hands. Glitter officer, prank gone wild. She started it. Cake, sign, stalking. The taller cop sighed. Ladies, this is ridiculous, show me. He checked the sign, our yard, then Diane's pics of her shimmering roses, snorted. This ain't vandalism, it's petty. Diane shrieked. Petty? My roses. The cop shrugged. File a civil claim. Nobody's jailbound tonight. She stormed off, vowing, this isn't over. And I knew it wasn't. Her glare promised hell. Tom pulled me inside, exhausted. Lore, she's spiraling, but you're feeding it. Feeding it. She'd torched my day. I just lit a sparkler. Jen texted. Mike says she's on X, War declared. Brace yourself. I sank onto the couch, glitter on my hands, realizing I'd poked a dragon, and she was breathing fire. Diane's parting shot. This isn't over. Hung in the air like smoke as the cop car rolled away, leaving our yard a silent battlefield. Tom slumped against the door, rubbing his temples, his voice a low growl. Lore, this has to stop. She's my mom, but you're making it worse. Worse. I'd glitter-bombed her roses. She'd turned my birthday into a shrine for Sarah and staked my lawn like a conqueror. I snapped. She's the one who won't quit. Sarah this, Sarah that. I'm your wife, Tom. Where's your spine? He flinched, eyes dark. I'm trying. She's unhinged. But you're not helping. I'm calling her tomorrow, ending this. Ending it. I doubted he could leash her now. Sleep was a lost cause. Every creak had me up, expecting Diane's next salvo. By dawn, Jen's text confirmed the storm brewing. X update, she's raging. Disrespectful tramp ruined my sanctuary. Pics of the roses. Glitter everywhere. Comments are wild. I scrolled. Diane's post had 50 likes, a mix of sympathy and egging her on. Teach her a lesson. Sarah was classier. My stomach nodded. She was rallying an army, and I was the villain. Tom Saw groaned. She's milking it. I'll fix this, and dialed her speaker on. No answer, just voicemail. Leave a message, unless you're Lauren. Click. He slammed the phone down. She's dodging. Mid-morning, I was scrubbing glitter off my hands when the doorbell rang. Tom at work, me alone. I peeked, a courier, young, nervous, shoving a slim envelope at me. Lauren. I nodded, signed, tore it open. A legal notice, cease and desist, property damage, from Diane's lawyer, claiming $2,000 for irreparable harm to her garden. A photo attached. Her roses, sparkling, pathetic. I laughed, bitter. $2,000 for flowers I'd paid for with my sanity? Jen called. She's suing? That's nuts. Counter it. I texted Hargrove, Tom's cousin, a lawyer. Need help, else gone legal. He replied, send it, frivolous, but she's serious. Tom got home at 6 p.m., face thunderous. I handed him the notice. She's suing me. Over glitter. He read, jaw tight. This is insane, she's lost it. He dialed her again, straight to voicemail. Mom, call me now. This lawsuit's bullshit. No response. I paced. She's punishing me. Sarah's her saint, I'm the sinner. He grabbed my shoulders. I'm on your side, Lore. I'll stop her. Promise. His eyes were fierce, but doubt gnawed. Could he? Then it hit. 8 p.m. A thud outside. I bolted to the window. Our mailbox, toppled, spray-painted. Sarah's mail. Paint cans rolled in the grass. Diane's car screeching down the block. I yelled. She's here. Tom ran out, barefoot, shouting, Mom, stop! Too late, taillights gone. Jen arrived, saw the mess. She's feral cops again? I nodded, dialing 911, officer from last night, same tired sigh. We'll patrol, but it's civil unless she's caught. Civil. She was a tornado. Tom sank onto the porch, head in hands. She's breaking. I didn't see it. Sarah dumped me, and Mom. She's clung to her like a lifeline. I knelt, voice sharp. She's drowning me to keep Sarah afloat. Choose, Tom. Her or me. He looked up, torn. You, I swear. I'll fix this. Fix it. She'd sued me, trashed our home. Words wouldn't cut it. Jen stayed. Plotting. She's on X. Justice for my roses. Next prank. Public. Humiliating. Her church bake sales tomorrow. Sabotage. I hesitated. Tom's plea. Hargrove's legal wheels. But Diane's warpath left no truce. Do it, I said. Jen grinned. I've got dye red for Sarah's love. Her cakes'll bleed. Tom overheard, stood. No, Lore, let me handle it. One last shot. I glared. She's had shots, mine's coming. Midnight, my phone buzzed. Diane, a photo. My dress from the party, shredded, captioned. Sarah's style yours. She'd broken in. My closet, my life. Tom Saw roared. That's it, she's done. I grabbed the paintball gun, shaking. Legal or not, she'd crossed the line, and I was ready to fire back. Diane's photo, my shredded dress, her smug Sarah's style yours, snapped something in me. I stood in our trashed living room, paintball gun trembling in my hands, Tom's roar still echoing. She's done. Jen watched wide-eyed as I stormed to the garage, loading neon orange pellets. Sarah's reign was over, and Diane's reign of terror ended tonight. Tom grabbed my arm, voice cracking. "Lore, don't. She's my mom, but I'll fix this, I swear." Fix it. She'd sued me, vandalized our home, broken into my closet. His promises were ash. "She's your mom," I hissed. "But she's my nightmare. Step up or step aside." He stepped aside, face crumpling, and I peeled out in the Honda, Jen beside me, dye cans rattling in the back. Diane's church bake sale was 10 a.m., hours away, but I wasn't waiting. Her bungalow glowed in the dark, windows lit, car in the drive. "She's home," Jen whispered. I parked a block over, adrenaline surging, and we crept up, paintball gun slung, dye in hand. Jen scouted, no cameras, blinds down, and I aimed at her precious roses again, unloading orange blasts. Petals exploded, neon streaks dripping like wounds. Jen dumped red dye across her porch. "Sarah's blood," she grinned, staining the welcome matte crimson. We were halfway back to the car when headlights swerved. Diane, screeching to a stop, leaping out in a robe, shrieking, "You monsters!" She lunged, clawing at me. I dodged, paintball gun slipping, firing wild. Splat, her robe blazed orange. Jen yanked me. "Go!" We bolted, her screams chasing us. "I'll ruin you!" Tires squealed as I gunned it, Jen laughing hysterically, me shaking. Victory bitter, war far from won. Tom was pacing when I got home. 3 a.m., eyes red. "Lore, what did you do?" I tossed the gun down, painted her roses, dyed her porch. She broke in, "Tom, my dress." He saw the photo, sank to the couch. "She's sick. I didn't know it was this bad." His phone buzzed. "Diane, voicemail. Tommy, your wife's a criminal. Police are coming. Choose wisely." He stared, then dialed 911 himself, voice steady. "My mother's harassing us. Break-in, vandalism. I've got proof." My jaw dropped. He'd picked me. Cops arrived at dawn. Same tired officer, now grim. Diane rolled up behind, robe paint splattered, ranting, "Arrest her! She attacked me!" Tom stepped forward, phone out. "She broke in. Here's the dress, time-stamped. She sued us, trashed our mailbox. Check her ex." The cop sighed. "Mutual madness. Both of you, statements downtown." Diane smirked, until they cuffed her for the break-in, her wails piercing. "Tommy, how could you?" He turned away, arm around me. "You chose Sarah, Mom. I chose Lauren." Station was chaos. Diane in a holding room, me with Hargrove, who'd rushed over. "She's got no case. Pranks aren't crimes. Breaking in is." Dress photos gold, restraining orders filing. Diane's lawyer bailed, her ex silent. Bake sale cancelled, roses ruined, pride torched. Tom sat beside me, quiet. "I should have stopped her sooner. I'm sorry, Lore." I nodded, drained. Love intact, but trust bruised. By noon, Diane was released. No charges yet, but banned from us. She texted Tom one last time. "You'll regret this. Sarah's still family." He blocked her, face hard. Jen crashed at ours, triumphant. "You won, she's done." One. My birthday was a war zone, my mother-in-law a ghosted enemy, my home a glitter-streaked wreck. I pranked back, sure, but the cost was a family split, and Diane's silence felt like a coiled snake. I'm staring at that cake box now, Sarah, mocking me still, wondering if she'll strike from the shadows, or if I've finally buried her saint. That's it. Prank war's over, but who really lost?